Begun. The console wars truly have.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live to get to the power of the internet. And the gaming area is just in a really weird consolidation phase where Microsoft is buying everything up, and what's not being bought by Microsoft is being bought by somebody else like Sony. And I feel like they're buying up everything. Hold on, I just got a notification on my phone. I just got bought by Microsoft. Looks like they're converting my channel into a Halo Forza gameplay only channel. Oh. Okay, but before we do that, let's talk about why everybody's buying up all these companies, and let's talk about the fact that Sony just bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. What I find so interesting about this, and I don't see a lot of people talking about it, is the fact that Microsoft here almost ended up owning Bungie, and Bungie, of course, made the original Halo games. So, I mean, think about it. Bungie originally was owned by Activision for a little while, and Microsoft just picked up Activision and Blizzard. But just before that happened, just a couple years back, Bungie managed to escape their contract from Activision, and there would have been plenty of reasons to do that. They could have known what was going on internally at Activision and Blizzard. They maybe just didn't like the economics of everything, but maybe they knew this big acquisition is coming, and it's especially interesting that they've ended up over the competition now. And that's all just speculation, obviously, right? But you never know. One thing I did see a lot of people saying is that this is in response to Microsoft buying up all these other game companies. Here's the reality, though. There's no way it could be a response to something that just happened in the last year. These types of deals obviously take a very long period of time to negotiate. Sony's probably been looking at this for quite some time, been in the works for quite some time. And even though it's a smaller acquisition of $3.6 billion as opposed to the $70 billion Microsoft paid for Activision, that's still just a very complicated thing to do. Now, the good news is Bungie did say that when it comes to this acquisition, they plan to stay multi-platform, and all their future games and future worlds will remain on every platform. But we've already seen PlayStation and Bungie work together when it comes to expansions launching first for Destiny, exclusive skins, exclusive items, exclusive raids, exclusive stuff. And I think we can expect plenty of more of that, including games coming to PlayStation first before they hit other consoles moving forward. And honestly, I think eventually we will see at least one PlayStation exclusive. That'll probably be half a decade or a decade down the road. Now, a lot of people think this is a sign that, obviously these big gaming companies are going to start buying up all these other gaming companies, but I just don't think that's the case. I mean, Microsoft can afford to buy all these big name brands because they have infinite money in the world, because you're probably using a Windows device in your home right now. Sony, not so much. You're lucky if you have a PlayStation, and that's probably the only Sony thing you have. In fact, doing some baseline research here, it looks like Microsoft is estimated to be worth about $2.2 trillion, whereas Sony's worth about $143 billion. So that means Microsoft could buy Sony about 20 times before they went broke. So Microsoft could definitely continue down the road to acquiring huge game companies with huge licenses. EA would be a godsend because EA has definitely been rung through the mud recently. Ubisoft, just like Activision Blizzard, has a very negative PR connection to it right now. Microsoft could afford to pick those guys up and make them a good game company as well. Sony probably couldn't afford either of those acquisitions. But Sony could do what it's always done, which is picking up smaller game companies, making them create incredible PlayStation exclusives, whether it's God of War or Uncharted, all these other great games that you've seen come exclusive to PlayStation profiles. And that Sony definitely could afford to do. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it would be a good thing if we got more cool games, even if they had to be console exclusives. But I do think all of these companies are beginning to realize that console exclusives aren't what they used to be, and the console wars really aren't that important anymore. And in fact, if you can get people to play your game, your PlayStation game, on a PC, on an Xbox, you're winning. It doesn't matter who buys the console anymore. Software sells in a digital world is more important than anything else. Subscription services are more important than anything else. So selling the hardware, really not that important now. I mean, I'm sorry to the Sony ponies and the Xbox and the PC gamers out there, but with cloud computing continuing to get better and continuing to progress, that's where exclusives are going to be. You're going to have to subscribe to PlayStation Now or Game Pass or Steam or whatever it is in the future that allows you to get access to these games. Buying a piece of hardware is going to be antiquated for your kids, probably everybody else's kids too. Probably for us eventually. So to ask and answer the question, do I think this is a sign of the times and sign of things to come? Yes. Hopefully Sony will continue to buy up smaller game studios and give them the money to make the game of their dreams and hopefully the game of our dreams as well. And hopefully Microsoft will continue to buy these giant companies with all these huge IPs they're doing nothing with, and maybe, just maybe, get them making dream games that can be on Game Pass and every other service and cloud gaming, and the future could just be bright and awesome and amazing. Hopefully. In reality, the Xbox and the Sony ponies and the PC gamers could be right. This could just be the console wars starting anew. I really hope that's not the case. I would like to think that as you and I as gamers have matured past that point, and as kids these days care more about their iPhones and their iPads than anything else, hopefully those days are over. And hopefully we're just going to get these companies concentrating on making really great games and half-decent hardware to play them on, and we can just enjoy a game-centric future, which is the future we've always been looking forward to. And not just Destiny. I'm so tired of games as a service, man. Give me more fun games. Have you played Pokemon Arceus? It's great. And in the meanwhile, Nintendo will continue to do what Nintendo is currently doing, whatever the hell that is. And 20 years from now, we can expect them to do what the other gaming companies were doing 20 years ago. Did they ever get Switch Online to stop sucking? No? 10 more years. Now, this is one man's opinion. I know I could be wrong. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell if you're already subscribed. And be sure to watch these videos when I make them, which is generally about a week after the news actually drops, because I'm lazy. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon.